Two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Chargers going up against the Browns. With that, let's get up to Cleveland. We're standing by our Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the San Diego Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. Now they'll run it on the toss. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8. Time quickly to look at the Chargers defense.
Jason Verrett may not have ideal size as a cornerback, but no one plays the ball better in the air than the guy I call Mighty Mouse.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Hunter Henry brings it in. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The starting lineup for the Chargers of San Diego. Who are we discussing out of this unit, Charles?
A big guy out of Arkansas. Their tight end, a 2nd-round pick, Hunter Henry. Many people had a 1st-round grade on him. Plays the best tight end coming out of the draft. Has the ability to get down the middle of the field, get into the seams, and knows how to find dead space against the defense and create plays.
And now the starting defense for the Browns.
Patrick Peterson is almost an anomaly at cornerback. A big, thick, physical guy who can run with any receiver in the league.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete as well. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's 4th down.
That was pretty nice to watch if you like a defense's perspective because they understood where the 1st down line was as much as the offensive guys did. Did not give up any more ground, and when the ball was thrown, reacted really well and swatted it away. One of the advantages of zone defense, you never take your eyes off the quarterback, and when he reacts, you do exactly the same and go get the ball.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
They'll come out in the pistol. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go. Green 39.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. He'll drop to throw. Sammy Coates has it complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but they have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks. Those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Another pistol look here. And they'll run it here. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And brought down there by a pair of Chargers on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
In motion is Coates. Now they'll run it on the toss. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 8 yards still remaining here on 3rd down. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he fires one, but incomplete. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll try and start this drive in the air, and that'll be incomplete. Former New Mexico Lobo, it's Jarrell Presley. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding.
I really don't know where to go with this one. He caught the pass, but in the opposite direction towards his own end zone. That's not one you get every game.
And the yellow flag hurts this offense, and now they face a tough third down. On play action, they'll throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bashaud Breeland. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
They come out here in the eye.
Back 99, Philly, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now a carry here for Presley. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. They'll run again with Presley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain. Every time I see a coach challenge a spot, that makes me a little bit nervous for that coach. Those are very difficult to get overturned.
Well, the biggest reason, correct me if I'm wrong, is just technology. A lot of times you just don't have the angle.
Yeah, I think all the coaches, when they want to challenge that type of a play, they want to put the magnets or the things, the sensors in the ball to show exactly where it is. But right now, it's all about us humans.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 1st and 10 inside their own 20-yard line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Two receivers left, one to the right. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Third and long, they'll look to throw. Backing up. He's going to wind up, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off. It's J.J. Wilcox. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Watch it now, Barney. Let's go. Good.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Well, where do you find that one in the playbook, Charles?
You don't. You absolutely don't. And sometimes what happens is guys want to make a big play, and they turn it into a really bad one. Sometimes you're best just to cut your losses and go down. I hope we don't see another play like that. I'll guarantee you the offensive coordinator, he's looking at his play sheet. He can't find it either.
Yeah, big loss there on the pass completion. They'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 4 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Still in search of the first down after that last completion. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Here we go now. 3-19. Go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Let's go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
When the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there, it doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers didn't have to fight anyone off. Didn't have to knock anyone to the side. Didn't have to elude anyone trying to block them. They just saw the play, ran to the ball, and finished things off.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And there they went crossing route against his own defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
Now back to throw. And he can't bring it in. Incomplete. He dropped it on the crossing route. 4th down now. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. He takes this one down shy of the 20. A big gain that time for the Chargers. 36 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
All right, now look at 57. Watch it now, Barney. Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Back to throw again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down.
Here we go now.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, and that brings up 4th down. The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. And this a 39-yard attempt.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
And Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, at least they won't take a goose egg into intermission as they do carve out 3 points here in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Yeah, it hasn't really been the greatest of first halves. They've looked out of sync, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But a field goal here at least gives them some momentum as we tick down toward halftime.
Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead and take the
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. He's got him in. Complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And now a first down following that long gain. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to work. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule. Where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, we'll see the pistol here. In motion right comes Allen. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Finding time. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Give them 27 yards that time, and that'll be good for a San Diego first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Fresh set of downs here. They come up in an offset eye. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And all the way in. Touchdown, San Diego. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And this one through the uprights and good. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
3 yards to go here on second down. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with third and just a yard.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on third down. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They come out here in the I. They go play action here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. They'll get 17 yards there. And it's good enough for a Cleveland first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now a play fake here on first down. And this one caught by Coates. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper.
And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Watch left. Start right there. Over. Let's go. All right, now, look at 56.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Let's go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
One of the things that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, just a monster.
Absolute monster with a really high motor.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the 2nd half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and we will remain tied here in this 3rd quarter. Well, close game, 2nd half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Here we go. Hurry up, here we go. No. Check. Patriot. Back down, Philly. Here we go. Gone.
So the D-line's going to spread out.
Watch it. Detroit.
On the run, this is Presley. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
Looking to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series. 3rd and 13. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Surveying the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
The play clock's running down. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 12 yards there as they move the chains. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On play action, they'll throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. Set up to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down.
Here we go now.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11.
Hurry up, here we go. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. On for the field goal try. It's a big spot for Patrick Murray. Oh, that one got away from him. Short distance kick missed. No good. Way wide to the right. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So the folks on hand here growing a little restless with their kicking game. That's now 2 misses so far.
And in a tight game, 4th quarter, the fans aren't the only ones getting restless, Brandon. There were a few looks of disbelief on that sideline as well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Watch it now, Barney. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run. It's Presley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it second down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now movement up front. I think this will be on San Diego. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. The gun. They'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, that defensive win reminds me of something a coach of mine used to say all the time. If you really want it, you'll find a way to go get it. And the defense did exactly that.
And the offense can string something together, but they'll need to do it quickly here to try to get points on the board and win this game.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw here. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's brought down after a good game. Even score late in the 4th. Let's see if the defense can play within themselves, not give up the big play and contain, and keep this knotted up. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Now let's go. 3-9. Over.
Time running out here on the play clock. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Another pistol look here. Here's Presley. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
Let's go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, getting it across the 25. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Well, timeout on their side here. In fact, a lot going against them. They do have a small glimmer of hope.
No one likes to play extra football. They want to go for the win right now.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. One receiver left. That's Allen. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Browns offense back out there ready to take over. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones. Sometimes you get bad ones. Sometimes you get great ones. And that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, when you're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously was dramatic because we did get into overtime, what type of play calls do you have left? What have you not shown? Or what have you made an adjustment to what you've worked on all the way through that's going to give you the play we saw to win the game? Because I know everyone's thinking that was something that they just drew up. It might have been something they've been working on, and now they got the right matchup.
So for the Browns, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for San Diego, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll be at home for one next week against the Oakland Raiders.